So inshallah we're going to start. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So we will learn 2 ayats of Surah Luqman today, inshallah. Ayat number 10 and 11. So we'll do a simple translation first, and then we'll go into the details of the understanding. The ayat number 10 starts with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Khalaqas samawati. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning the creation of the heavens. And the words are khalaqa, he created, as-samawat, the heavens, bighayri amadin, without any pillars, without any structural support. Tarawnaha, Allah says, addressing the human being, that if you want to take a look, see if you find any pillars there or not. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the earth. Wa-alqa, and he has set, he has placed, or he has dropped, fil ardi, on the earth, rawasiya, the mountains. And then Allah mentions that if the mountains were not there, what would have been? Antamida bikum, lest this earth will start shaking with you. And we will look into the detailed scientific explanation of that also. Then Allah says, wabatha fiha, and he has spread out, he has scattered, dispersed, fiha, on this earth, min kulli dabbatin, every kind or all kinds of moving creatures, that is animals and anything else that moves around. Then another sign Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, wa anzalna, and we sent down, minas samai, from the sky, ma'an, water, which is the rain. Then Allah says that with this water, what happened? Fa'ambatna fiha, then we have produced, we have brought out, fiha, in it or on the earth, min kulli zawjin kareem, all kinds of noble things which grow from the earth. So after saying that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is again addressing the mankind. Hada khalqullahi, this is the creation of Allah, all this which is mentioned above. Fa'aruni, then show me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the mankind. Show me, or let me know, or share with me. Mada, what is that? Khalaqal lazina, those people, min dunihi, are other than him, or those deities and false gods that you call besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maza khalaqa, what is that they have created? Is there any creation they can claim, anything they have created? So after saying that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a final statement, balid zalimuna, but the fact is that those who are zalim, those are who are wrongdoers, and these wrongdoers are those who are worshipping the false deities and false gods. Fi dalalim mubin, they are in a very, very clear misguidance or in an error. So this is the basic simple translation of these 2 ayats. We'll go inshallah from the beginning and break down in details the construct of the words, because if we understand the concept behind each word, it will open up more understanding of the words of the Quran. So the ayat starts with khalaqa. Here there are a few things I want to point out, is that the word after that is as-samawatu, and then we will see what happens when that word comes in the sentence. So first of all, the khalaqa is from these 3 letters, kha, lam, and qaf. The root letters are khalaqa, and the simple meaning of this is to create. As a standard rule, we have been seeing, if I put 3 fathahs and write down them together and pronounce as khalaqa, this grammar of putting 3 fathahs or 3 zabars on each letter brings the concept of a third person he, masculine, and the past tense. So the past tense is created. And the reason I'm writing, because there are a few things I need to explain to fully understand the construct of the sentence. So he is a third person, and in this sentence it's a pronoun. We don't know who this he is just by looking at the word khalaqa. Now, one thing is very important is that I'm going to take an example and then go back to the samawat. So if I have a word insan, in Arabic is al-insan, al means the, and it is pronounced as al-insa. The original word always has a pesh or a dhamma at the last letter, and in this case last letter is noon. The meaning of this is the man. Any man, but the man. And originally, whenever you create a word or a noun, it will always have 1 or 2 dhammas or 1 or 2 pesh at the last letter. So this is the original word al-insano. In the Quran, you will find also a word al-insana. So what's the difference and why it is so important that we understand this thing? Al-insana. So in this case, last letter has a fatah or a zabar on this, and in this case, last letter has a dhamma and pesh on it. In English, this is the meaning is same, the man. But what happens in Arabic and why it is so important? Okay, so this word al-insano has the further information inside, and the information is that this person or this noun can do anything. But when you replace this pesh with the last letter fatah, then this al-insana cannot do anything. Someone has to do something on it. Okay, so this is a doer, and doer is a file, which means man. This man, if it has a last letter dhamma, a noon, then it can do anything. But if the last letter is changed from dhamma to a fataha, then it becomes maful, which means someone is working on this. This person cannot do anything. Okay, in English, this is called subject, and this is called object. Now, the important thing is that now if I combine this word, he created, it has to go with this word, because he created the man. So man, al-insana, work is being done on this thing. So when you make a sentence where you want to talk that Allah is creating something, in that case the last letter should have a fatah on it. If you by mistake pronounced this way, al-insano, you're making a great mistake. Okay, why? Because if you take this word and combine with this word, what this word with the dhamma will do, it will kill the sound of he, and the meaning will be the man created. Very wrong meaning. So be very careful when you read the Quran that harakats are very important. They change the meaning to big time. Okay, so whenever the khalaqa word is coming, then he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is creating something or anything, and that will always have, if it's a singular, always will have a last letter fatah or zabar on it. So conceptually important to understand. Now I'm going to take the next word which is in the Quran. This was for example, and I'll leave this for here. The word starts with the three letters, Seen, Meme, Waw. Okay. These are the three root letters. The first word that we create from that is Sama'un. Now in English and also in Arabic, this word is translated as sky. Okay. The literal meaning of Seen, Meme, Waw is that to be above. Okay. So the word Sama'un that we generally translate as sky is above us, something which is above us. And now in another meaning, this is that blue shield that we see over our head, we call blue sky or sky. That, so when Quran says وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, we have sent down, and that word is coming here, water from the sky. It doesn't mean it comes from that blue thing which we see overhead. It comes above us. It could be as high as the clouds. So the sama above is the height of the clouds. So there it is, if you're translating the water is coming down from the sky, for translation it is okay, but for understanding it is not really coming from the sky, it's coming above us. So the real meaning of Sama'un is something which is above, number one. Number two, we also use in English and other languages the word Sama'un, which is this blue shield that we see, because that is the concept coming after two words here. So what we see as the blue cover over our head, we call sky, is just the reflection of the sunlight in the upper atmosphere, where in the whole spectrum all other colors are reflected, only blue color goes through. So we see blue sky. Okay? There is nothing there physically, nothing there, because at night that blue color disappears also. So when the sunlight is arriving, it hits the upper atmosphere. Out of the color spectrum, all the colors, red and green, they are reflected. Blue shows up. So that even that definition of sky is a man-defined definition. The important thing is that the word samawat is the plural of this word Sama'un. Okay? Sama'un, when we say one sky, when we make it plural of that, what does it really mean to understand physically the concept of that? First of all, let me write down the word here. The word is, the plural is Samawatun. Always the word ends with two dhammas or two pesh. When you put al before that, al means the. So it is, lam is not pronounced, so sin is pronounced twice. So it comes assa ma wa lam. Al removes one dhamma, so it becomes al samawatu in the pronunciation. Sin is a shamsi letter, it kills the sound of lam, so it becomes as-samawatu. Important thing is that last letter has this dhamma, as-samawatu. Okay. Now this is a plural word, this is a feminine word. So when we make a similar word out of this, where someone is working on this one, then one change takes place here. So assa ma wa, instead of zabar here, we put a zer here. That's the difference. When this noun is being worked on, the dhamma or pesh is replaced by fataha. But in the plural feminine word, this pesh is replaced by kasra or zer. It is still in the nasab state, but that's the grammar. So here, as-samawatu means the number one. Number two, the meaning, we don't translate this as skies. It's a plural thing, but we don't translate skies. We translate heavens. Okay, heaven, we don't know actually what does it mean to us, but the plural is as-samawati. In the Quran, in many places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word sab'a samawat, 7 heavens. What are those 7 heavens? Where are those 7 heavens? We have absolutely no, human being has no knowledge of that thing. We just have to believe that they are 7 heavens which Allah has created, and are those, they exist in the same system of galaxies and Milky Ways, or beyond these things, what we perceive, what we do not perceive. Human being has no idea of that. We have to believe that there are 7 heavens. We don't translate 7 skies, because sky is just this blue thing we notice here. So as-samawati. So when we combine this with khalaqa, he created the heavens. If you mispronounce it and you pronounce this one, then the meaning will be messed up again, and it will be like heavens created something. Okay, so it's very important that we understand the concept, why Dhamma is changing to a kasra, because it's being worked on, it's being created, and this is, it's already done. In the past, Allah says He created 7 heavens. Now, what is the words after that? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to draw our attention to another phenomena, which is in the next 3 words, بِغَيْرِ عَمَدٍ تَرَوْنَهَا. So we'll try to understand what are those 7 heavens that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking, and what else in the creation of the 7 heavens Allah is telling us. First of all, B is a separate letter. It's a harf-e-jar. We'll translate that. Then this word ghain, ya and ra are the root letters, and the word ghairun, its common word is also in Urdu. Ghair, full word is ghairun, but the ghair is some which is other, something which is not of you, something which is other than you, you call it as a ghair. Okay, so that's, keep in mind, ghair means other to begin with. Okay, and we'll combine with the B, but then after that, these are the 3 letters, and ayn, mim, and dal, amada. Okay, the amada, one of the meanings is to support something. Okay, the word imadun is made first. Imadun means a pillar, something that supports a structure. If you are making a building to support the roof or the structure, the word pillar is used, which means imadun. The word amadun, which is in the Quran, what is that word? Ain, mim, and dal. Ain and mim have fataha, and dal has 2 dhammas and 2 pesh. Amadun is used when there are lots of pillars, especially, it's a plural, but it has to be lots of pillars. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this is pillars, and now this is other. So I'm going to put a word off in there, and off just connect these two, make mudaf mudaf ilayh. The rule is that when we put off in English, on the first word we change 2 dhammas to 1, 2 pesh into 1, so it becomes a ghayru. In the second word, we remove both of these pesh and put 2 kasras, amadin. So ghayru amadin means other than pillars, something of other than pillars. Okay, so that is the first meaning. Now I'm going to combine this with the B. B is a harf-jar. Harf-jar changes the noun from dhamma to a kasra. So it becomes bighayri. Bighayri amadin, these are the words in the Quran. So the combined meaning of this be, you can call it of or then or any meaning. This combined meaning of this is without. Okay, so bighayri amadin, without any support, without any pillars. Khalaqas samawati, he has created the heavens. Bighayri amadin, without any support, without any pillars. So all the structure of the creation of the heavens, whatever they are, however they exist, we observe what we observe, they all are without support. Now think a little bit more. We have now, from the modern science, we know that everything, including earth and moon and the sun and the galaxies, they are floating in the space. They all have no support of any kind. They are by themselves. No one is holding them with a pillar, or one is not supported by the other with any pillars. The whole structure of the universe, every object is independently without any support. Okay, or you can draw a further explanation of that, but this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is drawing the attention, that khalaqas samawati, he has created all the heavens, bighayri amadin, without any structural support, without any pillars, without any other support mechanism. Now, not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is challenging the mankind now. Look, pay attention. Okay, so that's the next word, tarawnaha. So let's look at this word. The root letters are Ra, Alif and Ya, and its meaning is to see. Okay, not only to see, but to know, to perceive, to feel. There are many meanings of anything that can bring information to you from outside, by seeing, by hearing, by listening, by understanding. This word can be used, but the literal meaning is to see. When we see with the eyes, this is that it. But when you say, Quran says, Alam tara kaifa, have you not seen what your Lord did with the elephants? Obviously, nobody has seen. It's a history which is being mentioned. So there the translation will be, has the knowledge not reached you what Allah did to the elephants? Okay, so tara, ara, the meaning to see is not only physical eye seeing, but to get the information also. So let's start with this word Ra, Alif and Ya. In these three letters, Alif and Ya, both are weak letters. And these are called huruf illat. Whenever we make a word which has weak letters in it, we always adjust the sound to make it smooth on the tongue. So keep those things in the background. Now, if you have a word fa and lam, fa'ala, and the meaning is to do. Okay? If I put a ta in the beginning, this brings the concept of you, second person. And if I put a vav and noon at the end, this brings the concept of plural. Okay? So if I put and pronounce taf'aluna, taf'aluna, okay? Meaning is that you see, present tense. You are seeing, or you see, or you will see, plural. So if you are addressing many people that you are seeing something, you will say taf'aluna. So ta with a fataha and vuna and middle letters are three. So this rule of grammar we are going to apply on these three letters. Okay. So we have to do just simply ta and vuna. and middle letters are Ra, Alif and Ya. So we just put the same harakat, tar, a, you, na. The uncorrected meaning of the sound is you see. Okay. Tafaluna, you do, tar, ayuna, you see. Okay. Now these two are weak letters here. Okay. So what we do is to make the easy on the tongue, not to pronounce like tar, ayuna, make it difficult. Arabic literature, Arabic grammar development says that weak letters can be adjusted, thrown away, their sound can be changed. So in this case, what we do is that whenever we throw away alif or ya, its alif sound has a fatha on that, we move this to backward here. And then we throw away these two. So now if you look at the tarawna, easy to pronounce by removing alif and ya. So that's how Arab spoke, that whenever they had weak letters in their words, they simply moved them out. So tarawna means you see, or you are seeing, or you will see. After that is the word ha. Ha means it or she. It's a feminine word. And feminine word is used if something is plural and a group. Notice here are there two plurals group here. As-samawat is a feminine word, is a group. Amadin is a feminine word, is a group. So grammatically you can apply this ha to either of them. Okay. And when you translate in English, you will translate this as a plural. Okay. So if you translate khalaqas samawati, he created the heavens, tarawnaha, you see them. Them, not he or she or it anymore, because plural has to be translated correctly in English. Or you can say بغير عمد ترونها, without the pillars see. There are no pillars, you will not find any pillars there. So observation is being instructed here by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Challenge is being made that it is just not a statement of بغير عمد, but look with your own eyes, you will not find any supporting structure or supporting pillars or anything. All what you can see is by itself. So that is one thing. One sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Second sign is وَأَلْقَى فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ. Okay. So now waw means and the next word is lam, qaf and ya, root letters. Okay. The meaning of these three letters is to meet. And the word mulaqat is from the same root letters. Mulaqat is a meeting. Okay. These are three letters, so they belong to the group of the words fa'ala. We are going to make a bigger word by adding an alif in the beginning. It's called Bab-e Af'ala. In Bab-e Af'ala, you add an alif, so it becomes alif, lam, qaf, and ya. Af'ala will be al-qa, al-qaya, and ya will be pronounced as a alif maqsura, so it will be al-qa. Al-qa means to place something, to drop something, to set something up. Okay, so the meaning is different. So this is to place. Okay, and when we put fathas like that, it again becomes the grammar of third person past tense. So fa'ala, he did. So alqa will maybe he placed. Again, he is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that is coming from the previous ayat and also from the context. Nobody can create the heavens and the earth. So alqa means he has placed. That's the literal meaning. Allah has placed. What he has placed. Those two words are very common. Fi actually has multiple meanings. Here we will, for a better English, translate as on. And al-ardu is the word. Important thing is that original word always has one pesh. If al is there, so al-ardu means the earth, but fi is a harf-jar. Harf-jar will change this to a kasra, and you read them together. Don't pronounce the alif. Put a swad, hamzatul wasl, fil ardi. That's the word in the Quran. Wa alqa fil ardi, and he has placed on the earth. What he has placed on the earth? The word root letters are ra, sin, waw. The meaning of this is to make something very firm. Okay? So the word ravasio is something which is firmly placed on the earth, and it is used for the mountains, the al-jibal. Okay? So ravasio, rasiyatun is the word, means single, ravasio is the plural, but alqa is going to make this ravasiya. Okay, because it's a nasab state, so it will change like al-insana to al-insana. So fil ardi ravasiya, he has placed on the earth the mountains. Okay, so now what is the purpose? Why Allah says that he has placed the mountains on the earth? Antamida bikum. So I'm going to do some scientific explanation of this. It's not easy to understand. Allah saying, first let me translate. I translate antamida bikum, so it may not shake with you. Okay? So if the mountains were not placed, earth will be shaking. How would that be happening? We are not talking about the earthquake. Earthquakes are local phenomena. They take place in certain area. Other part of the earth is not affected by that. So let me explain to you what is this being said here. Okay. Actually, let me first translate these words. Antamida bikum. An means that, but in this sentence, its meaning will be modified, and we'll look into that. Tamida is from mim, ya, and dal. Okay? Mim, ya, and dal means to shake. Okay? Now we will apply the grammar of fa, ala, to do, and if I put a ta in the beginning, it brings the meaning of you. Okay? So taf'alu means you do. Taf'alu means you, and present tense do. Okay? So we are going to apply that. Taf'alu, so if I put a ta in the beginning, and fa is mim, and ya and dal. Now, taf'alu has two meanings. You do and she does. Taf'alu has two meanings. So whenever we want to use a feminine word, she is doing something, we use the same grammar. So here, I'm applying this, but I'm going to use the feminine. So the meaning will be she shakes. Taf'alu, this will be tam yadu. Tam yadu, basically you start with the letters, then we will fix the sound. Tam yadu will mean she shakes. We don't know what she is, okay? Now we are going to fix the sound of this thing. Ya is a weak letter, okay? So what we do, we move the sound of ya, which is zabar, on mim, and move the sukun on the mim on the ya. So this becomes ta mi do. Tamido. Tamido means she shakes. Okay. Now we are going to combine with the word an. An is going to do two things. Okay. First of all, An will look at this word here and will change last letter to a zabar or fataha. So it becomes tamida. How the meaning is going to be modified. First, I'll tell you the meaning in Urdu first. Okay. कहीं ऐसा हो कि ज़मीन हिल जाए. Allah has placed the mountains on the earth. In English, we will say, lest it may shake. Lest का मतलब होता है कहीं ऐसा ना हो. So Allah is telling the purpose or the reason why He has placed the mountains on the earth, that if He had not placed the mountains, earth may have been shaken. How? These are not the earthquakes. So I'm going to explain that to you, what the scientific phenomena is. Actually, long time ago when I was teaching at Karachi University, I wrote an article about this ayat. And I explained this ayat. What is that? How the presence of the mountains are keeping the earth in a stable state. Okay. So physical phenomena is that you have your sun here, and then you have your earth here. Okay. The orbit of the earth around the sun is based on some gravitational pulls between these two things. If that pull is gone, this earth will become a free floating body, will run away, go somewhere in this space. So there is a force between sun and earth. Now, there are other planets here. Some are big in size, some are small in size. They all are going around the sun and they all are applying the force on the earth, some sort of gravitational force. Okay. This is a very, very complex phenomena. Okay. Each planet is applying a different force on the earth. Each one of them is pulling towards its own direction. Earth will disappear if the balance was not maintained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The earth will be pulled up and gone in a short time. So what Allah has done, that's what this ayah is telling. Allah is saying that, now I'm going to draw this earth as a big picture like that. Okay. Somewhere on the earth, Allah has put a mountain there. Somewhere on the earth, Allah has made a valley there. Okay. This mountain, right? So He has distributed the weight all around the earth with the help of the mountains and with the help of the valleys. So when the different forces from the different planets are applying, these mountains and these valleys, the weight being uneven on the earth will balance that out. So then when the weight is balanced out, earth will not shake. It will smoothly go around. The nature of the forces will be applying from all sides, and these mountains and valleys, just like very good example nowadays, when you take your car for balancing, wheel balancing, if you remember if you notice how he balances the wheel, he puts the wheel, he spins it around, the machines find out, then he takes this little metal piece there and he stick in one corner, and this is now it is balanced. So this is a way of balancing by adding a little extra weight here, little extra weight there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَلْقَى فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ, He has placed on the earth the mountains, أَن تَمِيدَ بِكُمْ, lest it may shake. Bikum means with you. With you means the human being. So earth will start shaking badly, not by the earthquake. Earthquakes are local phenomena. This is a mass earthquake. So in order to make the earth as a stable, this is the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So we'll move on that. وَبَثَّ فِيهَا مِن كُلِّ دَابَّةٍ. So the next word is ba, made of ba, sa and sa. These are the root letters. Okay. This means to disperse something, to spread out something, to scatter something. Multiple meanings, they all will apply. Put 3 fathas, it becomes the grammar of he did. Basasa, he spread out, he dispersed, he scattered. 2 sa will be written with 1 shadda, so that's the word in the Quran. Bassa, he, again he is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fiha, in it is pointing to the earth again. By the way, earth is a feminine word. So fiha, ha is a feminine word. So fiha, on it or in it, Allah has spread out. What he has spread out. The word is, we have to understand 3 words together for the proper grammar. Min. Kullun is the word. Kullun means each or all. And next word is dal, ba, and ba are the root letters. Daba ba. And the word is dabatun. Dabatun is used for any moving creature. Could it be animal? It can also be used for human being. Anything on the earth which can move is dabatun. First of all, the 2 bas are pronounced with a shadda, and this ta marbuta, last ta, is for the feminine word, and a noun always has 2 pesh or 2 dhammas. One thing I want to point out here, which we read the Quran but we don't understand some of the why we read this way. You have these 3 letters, ya, waw, and alif. If this comes in the Quran a lot, that if there is a hamza after any of these 3 letters, then these 3 letters are pronounced with a long mad. Other rule is that if there is a shadda or tashdeed after any of these 3 letters, then you pronounce these 3 letters with a long mad sound. Notice that ba, letter ba has a tashdeed on it. This tashdeed or shadda will push this alif to be pronounced with a long mad. So the sound is dabatun. Okay, we know how to read this, but we don't know why mad is there. The reason for the mad is there, that there is a shadda there, and shadda will force the letter alif before it to be pronounced with a long mad. So the word is dabatun. So we have 3 words here. Kullun, all. Dabatun is a moving object, moving creature. So put off in between and combine these 2 as izafa or mudaf ilayh. Kullun and dabatun, when you combine them, kullun becomes kullu, 1 word, 1 dhamma is left, 2 pesh goes to 2 kasras or 2 zair, and the meaning means kullu dabatin, of all creatures. Okay. Now min is a harf jar. Harf jar now will change this letter lam to a kasra. So that's the word in the Quran. Min kulli dabbatin means of all kinds. Okay, creatures, animals. Wa bassa fiha, he has spread out in it on the earth. Min kulli dabbatin, of all kinds of the creatures. Okay, so you can say all kinds of creatures, all the creatures or all the animals, anything. So that's another sign Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the mankind. Next sign after that, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. Again, these things have repeated, but I just want to point out that nazala are the root letters. Nazala means to come down. Something which is coming down is nazala. 3 letters, fa'ala, Bab afala, we add an alif, it becomes 4 letters, and the word becomes anzala. Anzala means to send down. 2 people are involved, one is sending down, one is coming down, to send down. Anzala. So this is the word anzala. When you put a na at the end, it becomes the grammar of we did. Fa'alna, we did. Anzalna, we sent down. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the speaker here. Na is used for him, himself. It's a royal language, plural. Wa anzalna, and we have sent down. Now, after that, notice 2 things is that we went through this word. Sama'un is the word which we translated as sky. Sama'un. Al means the. Al will remove one dhamma, so it become al sama'u when you pronounce, because of the lam. Seen is a shamsi letter, it kills the sound of lam and doubles up its own sound. So it becomes as-sama'u. This hamza will push this alif to be pronounced with a long mad. So it becomes as-sama'u. Now put another word before that. Min is a harf-e-jar. To pronounce them together, we do not pronounce this alif and combine noon with the seen. In order to combine, we change this fatah, the sukoon, to a zabar and pronounce minas sama, and harf-e-jar will change u to e. So many changes take place. If we understand the basic structure of the language, it will be easy to follow why sama'u became sama'i, why min became mina. So because of the tajweed and the grammar, constantly every word is being changed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the word ma'un. Again, ma means water, and the word is un. Original word has 2 dhammas, un, but work is being done on that one. Anzalna is the activity, it's working on ma'un. So when work is done on a noun, it changes to 2 fathas. So it becomes ma, hamza will push and mad on that. Minas sama'i, ma'an. So we have sent down from the sky, from above. Okay, ma'an, water, and water is translated in this kind of ayat as the rain. We have sent down rain from above you, above the thing. Then Allah says, فَأَنْبَتْنَا فِيهَا مِنْ كُلِّ زَوْجٍ كَرِيمٍ. So nabata, you know the word nabatat in Urdu, noon, ba, and ta. Nabata are the root letters. They belong to the word fa'ala. This means to grow. Something that grows is nabatat. Okay. Now, if I put alif in the beginning and make a 4-letter words, it becomes anbata. Anbata. So this thing is growing by itself. Here is someone is growing it. Someone is producing. Activity of 2. So translation of ambata is to produce. Produce means to make it grow. Okay. Now another important thing is that in the tajweed, when the noon and ba they come together, then you don't pronounce this noon, you pronounce meme instead. They write a little meme on top of that for the tajweed reason. The word is anbata, but correct pronunciation is ambata. Okay, so ambata. So ambata means to produce. Then you put a ta at the na at the end. Ambatna. Ambatna means we produced, we made grow. Fa means then. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we sent the water down and we made grow fiha out of it, of the earth, in it or on it or out of it. Min kulli zawjin kareem. Again, three words here. We just did that, the word min, kullun, and zawjun. Zawjun, I'll explain that. But first of all, three words are separate. Min kullun and zawjun. The root letters are za, waw, and jim, and it has multiple meanings. Meaning is that to pair something, like husband and wife are zawj. Okay, two things that can be paired are zawj. Zawj, it means pairing and make a kind of the pair. So here the meaning we will take it kind. Qism, mukhtalif qism. So the word is zawjun when you begin with two pairs. Now you combine these three just like we combined before min kulli dabbatin. Here it will become min kulli zawjin with the same rule. So of all kinds, we fambatna, we have made grow or produced on this earth of all kinds of things, and Kareem is a noble, kind, good. Okay, and this is coming as a sifat of the zawjun. So Kareem means something which is noble, something very good. So everything that grows from the earth in the pairs or by itself, they are of good quality, good kind. Zawj and Kareem, all these words are being used for that purpose. So these are all the things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the mankind, that pay attention on all these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is presenting to you. Then after that, Allah challenges the mankind. Hada. Hada means this. This means all these things which have been mentioned. The word is, as we know, that ha, lam, and qaf, khalaqa. Noun is khalqun. So when you write down as pronounced as khalqun, it's a noun, and noun means creation. So this is the meaning of that, creation. Then the word after that is Allahu. Original word is Allahu. Last page, last letter who has a dhamma. Creation and Allah. Combine these two words together by putting an off in between. Off will remove one page, from it will become khalqu, and this will become kasra or zir. Read them together without pronouncing alif. Khalqullahi, that's the word in the Quran. Hadha khalqullahi, all this is the creation. Again, notice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing so much on the word creation or created or creator, that there is no one else who could do these things. So hadha khalqullahi. Now let's look at the next word. We saw this word in the beginning, ra, alif, and ya. And we learned the meaning, it means to see. These are three letters, they belong to the word fa'ala, group of the word. We are going to make a bigger word, af'ala, by adding an alif. So this will become alif, ra, alif, and ya. Four letters, it means to show. Meaning changes, so it becomes, here you are seeing, here you are showing. Okay, so that is the word. Okay, now this word I'm going to separately keep in mind that this is a four letter and means, okay, I'm going to write down this word separately. Fa is one, so. Okay, ya, last letter ya means me, and me is here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, Waw is used to make a plural. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they did. So this is for plural, making the word plural. Okay. These letters in the beginning, in their alif, ra, are left only because those rest of them were weak letters, we threw them away. So it becomes fa'aru yi. Okay, meaning will be so show me. Okay, now we add a noon here, which is called noon e firqaya, noon of a separation. This noon is put for a grammatical reason. The reason is that in some cases, if I don't put a ya, it may sound like one word, not two words. These are two words. Aru is one word, so show. Ye is other word, show me. By putting a noon, I'm saying that these are two separate words. Otherwise, you may misunderstand the meaning of this word. So it is called noon e firqaya, noon of a separation. It physically has no meaning. It's telling you these two are separate words. So fa'aruni, so show me. Haza khalqullahi, Allah says this is the creation of Allah. Fa'aruni, so show me. Now, this could be aruni being said by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or Allah is telling the Prophet to say, show me. Okay. Maza means what is that? Ma and za are two words, but together their meaning is what is that? Za is a isme ishara, it points to something. All this, ma means what? Maza, what is that? Khalaqa, he created. Okay. Allazina, those people. So here khalaqa, first meaning is he created. Okay. But after that we are using another pronoun, allazina. Allazina means those. And those, again, we don't know who those are. But those will replace this hidden pronoun here, which is called damir mustatir. So khalaqal lazina together will mean those created, those, some of those. Who are those? Allah defining them, min dunihi. Let's look at that word, those two translated together. Min is one word, dunun, dal waw noon, dunun and who. These are three separate words. Who means him, and him is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Tun means other or sometimes less, and we can understand both of them, other or less. Okay. Min has meaning, but here the best meaning is then. Okay. Allazina, those people. Min, when you combine min, du, nun and who, min is a harf jar, it will change this to a kasra, and to pronounce, we have to pronounce this here. Kasra, min dunihi, other than him. There were two dhammas here, because first you combine these two, that will remove one dhamma from there. Okay. Min dunihi, other than him. Some translators will say less than him. Less than means all these false deities and false gods that you call, they are less than him in authority and power. So Allah saying that, Maza, what is that? Khalaqal lazina, those people who have created, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all these false deities and gods you call, show me what have they created. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that the answer is that nobody will be coming with an answer there. So he will say, Baliz zalimina fi dalalim mubin. So bal means but, az-zalimuna means wrongdoer. These are common words. Zalim is a wrongdoer. Zalimuna is the plural. Allah says, but the fact is that bal means in fact, but, nay but, many meanings. So after this, that nobody will be able to answer, Allah says those people who are doing wrong, What are they? Where are they? Fi dalalim mubinin. So fi means in. The root letters are dad, lam and lam. Dalala. This means to go wrong, to be misguided. The dalin that we read, those people who have been gone wrong, misguided, misled, are in error. So the noun is dalalun. Dalalun. This is a noun. This means misguidance or wrong. Fi is a harfijar. Harfijar will change dalalun to dalalin. Fi dalalin, in wrong, in misguidance. Mubin is coming as a quality or sifat of this, really wrong, very, very wrong, clearly wrong. And mubinun is the word, but it is coming as a sifat, so mubinun will change to mubinin. Originally word is mubinun, but when a word comes as an adjective or sifat of a noun, it follows this pattern and this changes mubinun to mubinin. When you stop, the rule is that you leave this thing written two kasras, but in pronunciation you pronounce this as a sukoon. Mubin. And Qari will stretch on the ya to make it more beautiful sound. Fi dalalim mubin. Again, lam and mim, when they come together, you don't pronounce noon, you pronounce mim. So that's the reason there is a shadda, there is tashdid, because the sound of noon, dalalin, should be pronounced as sound of mim. So fi dalalim mubin, in a very, very clear wrong. These zalimun, those wrong, the people are in there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it very clear, very powerful ayats of the Quran towards the tawheed and oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Logically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proving all these things.